U.S. mission, that is the time of most activity. Most going in and out is from 11 to 1, a little after 1. People go to lunch. The ambassador comes out occasionally. If she does, feel free to engage and say hello and sign the band, whatever you want to say. But today's spirit is mainly that of a vigil. A vigil is basically thinking about why it is that we are here and what it is that about nuclear weapons that we stand with the people, as Brendan beautifully articulated, those that's from the 40s, from that first detonation that stood with us and led the way. So let's keep them in our hearts and in our minds today with us. Hello, good man. All right, all the way from Guatemala. He's not the Unibomber. This sign, with Pope Francis, because Pope Francis went to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So this sign we held in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral in 2019, and we definitely love his message. And he was the first person to sign this treaty, as you all know. So we want to honor that, and his words are still with us. Marianne Williamson, I don't know if those you know, but she just signed, Marianne Williamson just signed on the pledge. If she is elected, she will sign the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. Did you hear that? So we have a candidate that's actually mentioned the word hello, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
So we have a candidate who's actually said the word TPNW in the treaty. So one candidate so far, and has pledged to sign it if she becomes president. I was listening to John Lennon, speaking of Hiroshima and Japan. John Lennon, 2 hours before he was killed, did an interview. And in that interview, hello, hi, welcome. So we're almost getting ready to go. So John Lennon, 2 hours before his death, was talking about, please people, don't be being led by politicians, by leaders. Don't put your faith in what leaders will do to you. Zul, 1 second. Please listen to your heart and imagine the world that you want to see. This was his message just hours before his death. And he was talking about nuclear weapons in that interview. Right before he's killed, he's talking about the absurdity of nuclear weapons. And then he goes, please imagine, and he goes back to his song, because that's what we were talking about. And Yoko, who's next to him, says, and she's been talking about peace since I met her, that's why we got married. So please envision the peace that you see. And don't believe in the politicians, follow your heart, and in that we'll be together. And he was dead 2 hours later, but God bless him and that message. Just want to mention the 28th, a lot of members here. On the 28th, we wrote a letter which we delivered to the U.S. mission. It was delivered, it was emailed, and also we went to the Russian mission. Just thank everyone here for being involved, for taking part in that letter, and keep that letter with you as we stand in front. As I was mentioning to others who just arrived, today is more like a vigil. If you feel like a Quaker meeting, if you feel compelled to speak, say something, feel free to do that. But today, we can be comfortable with silence, with standing with our signs, practicing the presence in front of our mission. The mission got word that this was happening. We have at least 9 police cars that have come up. I've been vigiling for 2.5 months, no police cars. So they have 9 police cars. They've blockaded the doors, all the entrances, even though I said, look, we're not blockading anything. This sign blockaded on the 30th of November, the Catholic Worker, Nuke Watch, Peace Action, Pax Christi blockaded that embassy. So they're kind of afraid of us. So let's show them the peace that we are and the law that we stand for, which is peace. I think most of you know, but Jim McGovern, our representative, has a resolution. He was on the floor this week, this past Wednesday. He went to the floor of the Congress and gave a 1-minute statement saying we need to support the TPNW. So that's Jim McGovern. Let's ask our rep to sign this resolution. So another reason, another thing to keep in our hearts today is 9 days from now in DC, all our corporations that are involved with making these weapons, all the universities and all the government agencies are meeting together in one place for 3 full days, securing their contracts. The race is on. They don't care about this treaty at all. They don't think about it. Many of them there don't even know about it. So keep that in mind. Thank you very much for standing in solidarity. Logistics, we're not going to block any walkway. We're not going to block any entrances. We want to keep the crosswalks clear. So today, until anyone who needs to leave or is a little cold, it's cold. Feel free, that's okay. For those who want to stay to 1 with me, great. But I totally understand if you have to leave early. And so anyone else feel compelled, we want to get walking, but you can cross the street if you want.
On the video, there's one that's just children and others.
This is convenience.
I'm sorry?
Oh, okay.
Third anniversary of the
Yeah.
It's funny though, when you're in the sun, it's much better.
Yeah. Apart from peace work, what else keeps you busy?
Fundraising.
Yesterday,
Tonight.
tomorrow I'm logging up in Albany
Fundraising.
for New York energy.
Development is more relational, where you tie the work that
You met there?
No. But
For years I couldn't
I
get
was
because I lived in France for a number of years,
doing at
and
that
that's when
time a lot of
Mad Cow.
volunteer. Well, he's always been that's how I came to this. He spoke